So our beets are out of the oven. The greets.
The greets and the beets.
The beet greets. I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again, and then it'll just be like nothing ever happened. Okay. Welcome back to my home kitchen. Today's Bake Little recipe is a super simple 3-ingredient sauce that goes well with just about any vegetable. So the 3 ingredients are mayo, lemon, and smoked fish. So this could be a whitefish. I have some trout here. We're gonna get to the sauce in a bit, but the first thing we are going to do is get our vegetables in the oven. So this recipe, I'm calling for beets. That said, whatever vegetable you have around, it will get along really well with this sauce. One of the reasons that I love beets is that they're kind of like a 2-for-1 buy. So you get the beets, but then you also get their greens, which come on top. This is just like, it kind of reminds me of chard. It's got these great stems, nice leaves. And then these are super hardy. Like radishes are the same way, right? So they're really dirty. I'm just gonna give them a quick wash. So I have here, these are golden beets, but if you have red, it'll all be delicious. So now I am going to chop these. How big or small they are is totally up to you. Just try to make them even pieces. This way they'll cook evenly. So pretty. Okay, so I've quartered each of my beets. They're all roughly the same size, which is just what we want. And then I'm gonna add them to our baking dish. Now that our beets are in our baking dish, I'm just gonna add a couple tablespoons of water. So this is just gonna help them steam in the oven. And I'm just gonna add a sprinkle of salt. So most of the seasoning is gonna be coming from the smoked fish mayo, but we don't want the beets to feel like, you know, left out either. So just like a light seasoning there will go a long way. And I'm gonna cover it in foil. And again, that's gonna also help with the steaming so they get nice and tender as they roast. So our beets are gonna be in the oven for like 20 to 25 minutes, and then we will check them to see if they are knife tender. The first couple minutes of that, you can like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then we can cook together more. Also, while they're in the oven, I'm going to work on the beet greens. So for these, I'm just going to push them all together and cut off the very bottoms, just in case there are any like raggy, dried out parts. I'm gonna finely chop the stems, and then the greens, we can just do a rough chop on these. This is like a very rustic dish, doesn't have to be perfect. So now I am just washing my beet greens. They are super dirty, so give them a good rinse, swoosh them around, repeat that until the water runs clear, and then spin them until they're dry. Now that our beet greens are all ready to go in the oven when it's time, I am going to make our smoked fish mayo. Obviously for this, we need a smoked fish and mayonnaise. So this sauce was loosely inspired by tonnato, which is an Italian tuna sauce that obviously is made with tuna. But here, because we're using a smoked whitefish or a smoked trout, it actually ends up being a lot closer to like a whitefish salad that you would get at a Jewish deli or like a bagel shop, which is like one of my favorite things in the whole world. And it's actually just, it's so good on vegetables. It's really good beyond bagels too. So now that we have these in the food processor, we are just going to buzz them together until they're smooth. Now that we have buzzed together our smoked trout and the mayonnaise, I'm going to add some lemon. So you can figure like 1 to 2 tablespoons, but totally to taste. So I'm just gonna squeeze in some here. Okay. Yummy. So at this point, I am going to taste it. And we're gonna see if it needs any more lemon or if it wants like a little pinch of salt. It's good. I'm gonna add a little more lemon, but just a little. I mean, once it's 3 ingredients like this, it's so simple. You can really just adjust them after that first taste and get it exactly where you want it to be. More mayonnaise is gonna make it a little bit creamier. Gotta add mayo to our list. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna just do it a quick buzz and I will taste it one more time. Okay. It doesn't have to be, like tornado is quite pourable and smooth. I'm going for more of a whitefish salad consistency. So it's a little bit thicker, but that's really nice for swooshing your vegetables through. All right, so I am just going to check the beets to see if they are knife tender. Okay, so you can see that the knife is just gently piercing it. I don't have to press too hard and it easily goes right in. So at this point, I'm gonna sprinkle the greens on top and they are just gonna gently steam with the beets for like 5 minutes. So our beets are out of the oven, the greets
and the beets.
The beet greets. I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again and then it'll just be like nothing ever happened. Okay. So I'm just going to serve them up and then we will swoosh the smoked fish mayo alongside. And I like to keep the mayo alongside versus underneath or on top, just because the beets are still slightly warm and you want the mayo to be nice and cold. These are our beets and their greens with smoked fish mayo. Let me know in the comments what kind of vegetables you would serve this with. This sauce is so versatile. It is good with like just about anything. You can find the full recipe on Food 52, and I'll talk to you next time.